Hi, everyone. My name's Annie. I am a dietitian with OnPoint Nutrition. We are a virtual nutrition and weight loss company. In honor of National Nutrition Month, every Thursday we're bringing a live broadcast on a different nutrition topic. Today we're going to be talking about how to increase your protein intake without meat. So to do that, I have brought my coworker with me, Kate Glutz. I thought she would be perfect to come talk with us today because she herself leads a plant-based vegan lifestyle. So she has a lot of good information on why it's important to follow a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle and some of the benefits it might offer. So hey, Kate.
Hey, how are you?
So to get us started today, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what protein is. So protein is the building blocks of our bodies. It helps promote healthy muscles, skin, hair, nails, and it helps facilitate a lot of processes in our bodies. So protein is made up of amino acids. There are 20 amino acids, some of which our bodies create on their own, but some of which we need to get from our diet because we need all 20 amino acids in order for our body to be able to utilize protein. So it's very important that we are getting some of our protein from our diet. But usually when we think about protein, we think about animal products like chicken, beef, turkey, whatever it might be. But we don't have to get our protein from animal products. There's a lot of other vegetarian and vegan options, and there's a lot of benefits why we might need to eat them. So Kate's going to talk a little bit about why it might be beneficial to follow a plant-based vegetarian vegan lifestyle. So
Great.
what's going on?
So I've been following a plant-based diet for the past couple of years, and I've noticed a lot of changes. And I think that sometimes there's some misconceptions about following a plant-based diet, which is some of the things that we're going to go over today too. And some of the benefits can be first thing that comes to mind is it can help you control your weight. A lot of times vegans or vegetarians, people following a plant-based diet, experience that it's easier for them to maintain their weight because they're eating more fruits and vegetables than the average American. And also they're not eating too many oils or processed foods and getting a lot of fat. So a lot of times if you're following a plant-based diet, it might be easier for you to manage your weight. Mm-hmm. Also, it can help you strengthen your immune system. With a lot of fruits and vegetables also comes vitamins, which can be protectors of, flu season, cold season, and help you be less susceptible to get sick, which is really great.
We all need that this time of year.
Also, it can help you lower your risk for cancer and diabetes and help you lower your cholesterol and fight against heart disease, just because a lot of times on a plant-based vegetarian vegan diet, you're consuming more foods that have higher fiber content that can keep you full and keep you not wanting to eat higher fat foods, which can a lot of times lead to these diseases and sicknesses. So on top of all of those things, it can give you a lot of energy as well, because unlike fad diets like low carb or paleo, where you're not consuming a lot of carbohydrates that give you good energy, you're consuming carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables, and healthy fats that are going to keep you going and keep you feeling full, and also fiber that keeps you going. So it can also,
the fiber is going to help keep you fuller longer, just like protein, any type of protein food would as well.
Yeah, exactly. So more energy, lower your risk for cancer, strengthen your immune system, keep you feeling full, all these good things. So something to consider.
And you've experienced all of those things yourself. So living proof that a vegan, vegetarian, plant-based lifestyle is good for you. But a lot of you are probably wondering, well, how do you implement this kind of lifestyle? Where are you going to get the protein from? What food should I be eating? So we've come up with a list of some of our favorite plant-based, vegetarian, vegan, some just vegetarian food options to give you guys some ideas. So one of my favorites is hummus. So hummus, it can be good to dip vegetables in. It's good to dip crackers in. I've used it on a spread on sandwiches or wraps. really high in protein and also high in fiber as well. So hummus is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's great.
What about you?
Me too. Hummus is one of my favorites. Use it a lot. And another good one is beans. All different types of beans, black beans, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, which are chickpeas. They're very versatile. So you can add beans to salads. You can create bean burgers with them. You can use them in soups and chili and stew. And, you know, they're high in protein and also fiber. So they're going to give you that fullness without making you feel bulky, and also, you know, contain a good amount of protein. So they're just a great food.
Man, along with beans, I really like lentils. They're very similar to beans. You can throw them on top of a salad. You can put them in a soup, in a stew, however you want to eat them. I sometimes eat them just by themselves, but high in protein, high in fiber, totally animal free. So that's another really good plant-based protein option.
Yeah, and also if you're having a hard time transitioning to plant-based and you enjoy a lot of meat products, something like a meatless veggie burger might be something that you might like. You want to look for something that has between 15 and 20 grams of protein and doesn't have more than 10 grams of carbohydrates. And some that I have tried and liked were the Boca burgers and the Gardein beefless burger. They kind of fit that mold well, and they're tasty, and they can also be versatile. You can eat them like a regular burger, or you can top a salad with them or throw them in a dish or something.
Yeah, because a lot of times with veggie burgers, you have to kind of be a detective. I found some products tend to be really high in carbohydrate, lower on the protein side. So you definitely want to make sure that you're reading those food labels and finding a good veggie burger that meets that criteria, that's higher in protein, lower in carbohydrate. Some other ones that are good that aren't necessarily vegan, but they are vegetarian friendly, are some dairy products like cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, and Greek yogurt. All really high in protein. I would definitely go for a low fat or fat free of any of those. And with Greek yogurt, you have to be a little bit careful because the sugar content can get high in some of them. So ones that we find that are good sources of protein and lower in sugar are Siggi's, the Faye Total Zero, and Chobani Simply 100. So those are some brands that we like. And someone just asked a question, which is a great question. It's, how do you feel about shakes as the way to get protein? So that is one of the protein options we were just going to talk about. Protein shakes are a great way to get protein, especially if you're on the go, living a busy lifestyle. It's a really good way to get some protein in. But just kind of like with the veggie burgers, you want to be a detective with protein shakes and find one that has anywhere from 15 to 20 grams of protein and also less than 10 grams of carbohydrate. So are there any brands that you particularly like for protein shakes?
Yeah, I really like the Garden of Life and also the Plant Fusion, which are non-dairy proteins, you know, if that's something that you're following as well. And, you know, like Annie said, they can keep you feeling full and versatile. You can add it to a lot of different things. So yeah, they're definitely a good option in getting protein. That's a good question.
Definitely. And then some other ways to get protein in, some of the more obvious ones, tofu. Tofu is a really great protein substitute. I would go for the firm or the extra firm. The more firm it is, the higher protein content it's going to have. Tofu is really easy to cook with. It takes on the flavor of really anything that you're cooking it with. So it's good for salads. You can throw it in a stir fry, you can put it on a sandwich, eat it by itself. Same thing with tempeh. Goes really well in a lot of things, and it takes on the flavor of however you want to cook with it.
Yeah, those are really great. And, you know, last but not least, another example would be nuts, nut butter, seeds, you know, things like mixed nuts and almond butter and hemp seeds, chia seeds. They can be a great snack, something to add to yogurts or cottage cheese and, you know, on top of salads. And it can give you that protein boost while keeping you full. And the only thing to be careful with those is just to make sure that you don't go over your fat content, just because they do contain some fat and they're great to incorporate in your diet, but you just want to be careful about that.
Yeah. So we have a few good questions here. One of them being if there are any drawbacks to tofu and if there's any challenges working with it. Drawbacks to working with tofu, I would just say that sometimes it can be challenging because you wanna drain it before you cook it because it can get kind of mushy. So a good way to do that is just cut a slice and take a paper towel and kind of press some of the water out of it, and that way it'll get a little bit more firm and it's easier to cook with.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to mention that as well.
Yeah, another one about if a non-meat protein diet is better for digestion. You might be able to, I know you've kind of had some experience with that in your lifestyle.
Yeah, I think that it can be really great for digestion just because if you're consuming a lot of these high fiber foods, like for example, beans, it could be higher fiber than if you're consuming animal protein. So I would actually think that it's better for digestion just because a lot of fruits and vegetables contain fiber as well as beans, and those kind of things are going to keep everything moving along and instead of, blocking.
Yeah. Another question about Kind bars. So Kind bars are great. I wouldn't say they're a good protein source. They're a good on-the-go snack though, but they don't have that high of a protein content. There is some protein in it, but it's not really, I wouldn't say it's going to be a good substitute for a protein. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And then another question about ideas for protein for kids at school, some snack ideas. So Greek yogurt is a great one. Hummus, if your kids like hummus, I don't know how adventurous your kids might be, but hummus is a good one. I think Greek yogurt or I know that some Greek yogurt brands have like an on the go, like a go-gurt kind of a form of it. So, all right.
Okay, there was another question that came in about the bars that we sell on our website. And those are a really great addition. And a lot of our clients have a lot of success with the bars. And they do contain a good source of protein for a bar. And they also have a lot of fiber in them. So again, with the fiber, it's going to keep you full and it's also going to keep everything going. And it can be a really great snack.
Yep, and the bars, they've got about 20 grams of protein, 15 grams of fiber, and they are made with grass-fed whey protein. So it's a really good protein source, especially if you're on the go.
That's a good question too.
But another reason I wanted to bring Kate on today is because she does a lot of vegan and plant-based cooking. So what are some of your favorite recipes, some things that are typically like meat-based dishes, but you can put a vegetarian vegan spin on them? So what stuff do you like to make?
Yeah, touching on again on the tofu scramble is always a good one. I mean, like you said, it's very versatile. You can add anything to it. Someone had a question, is it hard to work with? It's very easy to work with, and you can just throw in whatever you want and it takes in the flavor of that. So, I always like to do things like that, and also bean burgers made, from smashing my own beans and adding other spices to it. And also there's a really good quinoa and sweet potato recipe that I make all the time. And a lot of friends and family really like it. It's really easy and it contains a lot of things that you have at home probably, like beans, spices, sweet potatoes, quinoa, tomato paste. And I like to just throw it all in the crock pot, let it cook a few hours, and then you can have lunch and dinner for the rest of the week if you portion it out. So that one's really great. It's really, nice for this cold weather and can keep you full, and it's delicious.
Yeah. If any of you are wondering how to find that recipe, we are going to post that recipe and a few other recipes on our social media today. So definitely be sure to follow us at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at OnPoint Philly. So we'll have all of that content and all of the recipes that we went over today. Well, the one recipe and some others. So one question was, how many grams per day should an average adult consume? So that's going to vary for everyone based on your age, how big you are, your activity level. But a good rule of thumb is around like 0.8 grams per kilogram of your body weight. So I know that seems like a lot of math right there, but so like 0.2 kilograms is equal to 1 pound. So around like, I would say probably like 50 to 100 grams per day would be a kind of a good range for most people, but it's going to vary definitely based on your size, your activity level. If you try to strive to have at least 2 to 3 servings of protein a day, you're probably in a good range.
Any other questions?
All right, well, just to reiterate, and while some people might be thinking of some questions, today we went over the benefits of a plant-based diet. It's going to help prevent the risk of some chronic diseases like heart disease. It can help give you more energy.
It can
weight control.
Right. And, you know, help your immune system protect against getting sick. And it can benefit also, you know, your hair and skin and nails and your sleep too.
Yeah. And it could help with your digestion, as Kate has learned in her life.
Mm-hmm.
She feels a lot better when she's adopted this lifestyle. So, any other questions before we end today? All right, well, thank you for joining us again. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, OnPoint Philly. We will post all of this content and some recipes for you today. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.